Shropshire day 2. Cloudy but with some bright spells by the looks of things. So I'm going to make it a long mind day. I'm going to start on the right hand side, which is the northern end. I'm going to go over the back and then work my way along towards the southern end, down to the left. Maybe explore some of the hilltops over there, and then come back to Carding Mill Valley, which is somewhere in the middle of the screen now, and then drop down and return to the campsite underneath Caradoc. Could be a long day's walking. There's lots of batches around here, which I presume means valley, but I'm just on the outskirts of Allstress and heading up one particularly big valley, which I think is the one that everyone calls the Batch. I'm going to carry on up here, bear right eventually, and then come out on the top of the Long Mind. Batch Valley, just confirmed by the signpost I've seen. I'm at the top of the Batch Valley now. Lovely and secluded spot, and would you believe there's a house here. It must be quite a long drive to get up here, because it's taken me over an hour from the campsite. Now I'm going to carry on ahead. I'm hoping I'm going to find a path go to the right. I can see something that looks promising amongst the bracken, and that should take me out onto the top of the main mound of the Long Mind. And then I'm planning to go over the back and then just make it up from there. I'm up on the upper plateau of the Long Mind now, probably about 450 metres. The top's over 500, but that'll be a fair way off yet. As you can see, it's a great big heathland really, but spectacular views depending on where you are, to which direction it is. So at the moment I'm looking across to the Clees, Caradoc just appearing in the mid distance there. Just a bit beyond it we've got Lawley, and standing out where I was yesterday, the Wrekin, which as I said yesterday, a bit like a northern outpost of the Shropshire Hills. Quick shot over where I'm planning to go next. Thinking about dropping off to the right for a little way, then coming back to the top, and then exploring all these little spurs across here. We've got Ashes Hollow just there, over that one, and then dropping into Carding Mill Valley afterwards. Dropping off the west side of the Long Mind now, first time I've ever done that. Looking over to the Stiper Stones and Corndon, so just looking down into the valley in between, just green farmland, no towns, just a couple of small hamlets, really lovely. Walking along this fab footpath, comes up from near Wentner, and will take me up to the, or fairly close to the airfield on the top of the Long Mind again. If I look up, I don't know if you can see, the conditions must be really good, because there's at least 30 paragliders out today, probably quite a few more than that. I'm doing a loop of Minton Hill now, which is back over the ridge past the gliding club. It's one of the long spurs. I've come across this spectacular valley, drops really steeply away. My route's going to take me around it and then back up and over the ridge on the skyline. After that I'm hoping to make my way across one way or another to Carding Mill Valley. over in the mid-distance from here, probably can't pick it out on the video, but you never know, is a town. First one I've seen on this walk, and that's Craven Arms. Last year when I was here I did a walk from there all the way over the Long Mynd and back to Church Stretton. Had a look at the direct route to Callow, and it's quite rough and very steep, so I think I'll leave that. But just to the left of Callow and just beyond it there's another top. That'll be the other side of Ashes Hollow, so I think I'll make my way to that, and then I'll come back along and drop down into Cardingmill Valley and then work my way back to the campsite. It's probably about 2 hours from here, I would think. It's taken about an hour, but I can now see my objective again. It's called Yerle, I think that's how it's pronounced. So I'm going to go down and then up. Hopefully it's not as steep as it looks, and then I'm going to drop back down into Cardingmill from there somehow. And there's the summit cairn, which is quite a rare thing around here. Let's see what the view's like when we get to the top. You can hear I'm puffing a bit, and it's quite a steep finish. Right, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, and it's over the hill, got Church Stretton, and there we go across to Caradoc. But my destination, or the next destination, is back down and round, going down the spur, and then seeing how I can drop into the valley before I return along the side of Caradoc. On the home stretch now, working my way down beside the Burway on a path. Just follow it and see where it ends up. There's Church Stretton, which I've got to get down to, and then there's Caradoc, which I'm just going to skirt around this side of to get back to the campsite, and I think that'll be about a 20-mile walk.